Hi, Betsy Kehoe from the Kehoe team, Keller Williams Realty. Sitting here with Raffaella Gutermann, the owner of DolceAmar in Groton, I almost said Boston. Enjoying a delicious cup of decaf cappuccino. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I know people are really excited to be seeing this interview. We've been hearing about you for quite some time. So tell us a little bit about your bakery, how long you've been here, and how you got started.
That's a question that I receive many times. How long have you been here? Well, informally, I have been here almost a year. And I was already here for Thanksgiving last year, and people were getting pies, but the shop wasn't ready. There were many things that I was still waiting from Italy. The displays were not on, but we managed, and at the end of the day, people really wanted the pies that they were waiting for. And then, progressively, things just kept moving into the right directions, and then Christmas came. So honestly, I really never done a grand opening, and there is no time to do a grand opening right now. Mm-hmm. We are very busy. So I would say almost a year. This would be almost a year of work.
And what is your actual physical address?
It's 497 Main Street, Unit A. I am located in the Milram Plaza, so 119. And it's a great plaza. It has a lot of traffic, and there's a lot of commuting from the Pepperell and the Townsend area. And there's doctor offices, so it's a very well-known plaza where people have a chance to park. That's another thing. Parking is a big thing downtown. There is no space, and over here they can just park and come in.
Yeah, Mill Run Plaza is a great location if you haven't been there before. I'm on the west end of Groton on the way to Townsend, right off of 119. It's a great location. So what actually does DolceAmar mean? Translate.
DolceAmar is a translation. It was very hard to find a name. Of course, I wanted to find a name that reflected my Italian origin, but also very easy to understand for the American public. So DolceAmar, Dolce, I think you are very familiar, it's sweet. Amar means to love, so it's sweets to love. Because I think the word love is the main concept of all this. The reason why I'm here, the reason why I've opened the shop, the reason why I do endless hours of this work, love.
That's great. You mentioned earlier that you were waiting for things to come from Italy. What exactly do you expect or do you get from Italy that you use in your bakery?
Well, the main big things were the displays. These displays don't exist in America, especially the warm one, the warm case, where we have all the croissants, the Danish, our quiches, our warm food stays there, warm at the right temperature. And then there is a cold display with the refrigerator underneath. So those were not ready. It took a while for them to come in, and then 9 feet of glass. That was my problem. If they came and they were broken, what I was going to do.
Sure.
And they came, but one didn't really work, was actually broken, so they had to redo it. They sent it back. So now it's all set. So we are fine. I do import coffee from Italy, so the beans. I
heard that.
Yeah. The coffee beans are from Italy. It's marvelous. It's so creamy that you don't even need to add any cream, and it's very robust. It's just a wonderful flavor that people seem to respond very well. And once they taste it, they just come back.
Well, I'll tell you, this decaf cappuccino is awesome.
Thank
now,
you.
You do, actually, you have some specialty teas as well.
Yes.
Right?
I have all sorts of teas, from winter chais to apple harvest to blue merlot, which was an award-winning flavor in the North American Championship of the teas. I have some African tea, some Turkish tea, so they are very beautiful. And with the guidelines of the steeping time and because when people come here, I want them to relax, so there is no need to drink your tea right away. There is a sipping time, you relax, you look at your book or whatever, and then you sip the tea when it's ready to be drank.
Yeah, I understand you actually make your own tea bags?
Yes.
That's unbelievable to take the time. It's certainly a labor of love. So I notice you have a lot of pastries, and we'll walk around and take a look at that. But do you do any other type of food? Are you doing something for Thanksgiving?
Yes. So we have a menu for Thanksgiving with the different pies. We have quiches out there for those who love the quiche, which has received enormous response. And that is what happens with the desserts I have. So people have the dessert, they experience a flavor that they have never experienced before. They post it on social medias, and it goes rolling from there. So that's why there is no time to do grand opening, because the marketing is doing itself. You know, customers are calling other customers, and pictures are calling, attracting other people. But it's mostly the flavors that they have never had before, or they had when they were back in Europe, and they couldn't find it here.
Well, word has traveled fast for sure, because I've been dying to come here, and I recall coming here for my first time a couple months ago and had the most delicious coffee and chocolate cupcake for lunch, actually, which was absolutely awesome. And I'll be coming back today to pick up a cake for a special little banquet that our girls are having. Excited for that. So I understand that you have donuts as well, but on a certain day of the week. And
Yes.
when is that?
Yes. So we have Saturday donuts. They're only made once a week. They are super special because it's a totally different hemisphere of donut. They're fluffy. It's a recipe from Sicily. So the dough is totally different from any other donuts that you have had before. And the donuts just went crazy. And I made them one Saturday months ago, and people didn't even know what they were. So they bought them. And I saw people just taking pictures and posting.
That's great.
The following Saturday, I had a line outside the door for hours for people that wanted to get donuts. And it's been like that. So every Saturday from 9 to 4, you can find donuts. Now we are making them with apple cider too. So they are sugar coated or with apple cider. And they are absolute. I think people get addicted.
Oh,
Yes.
that is awesome. So does anybody ever request them during the week, or you just
yes.
like it's just
Oh,
Saturday?
No. They come and say, do you have donuts today? So I say, no, we have them on Saturday. Sometimes I have special orders during the
I was
week.
gonna ask
so
that.
I will make them, extra, and then I will have them on display. But that's rare. And when people find them, it's just a glorious day, right? They clap their hands, they jump, they just...
No, donuts in this area, especially around the fall, winter, are huge
Yes.
in this area.
Yes.
You know, you hear cider donuts. So these are sugar?
Sugar
Sugar
donuts,
donuts.
sugar donuts, and also apple cider donuts. So we have two kinds. Eventually, I will coat them with the different glazes, but I am more traditional, like the cannoli. We have homemade cannoli, which means that I make the dough, I cut the rounds, and I roll them one by one into these metal cylinders, and then they get fried. And then we fill them with either ricotta or chocolate. So it's very classic flavors. I don't have millions of flavors. I just have the classic ones. Because sometimes when you have too much, you don't even know what...
Well, it's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. Yes.
I can't wait to taste absolutely everything. I'm excited for the cake today. Can't wait for that. I know that's going to be huge too. And okay, you had mentioned that everything that you make here is from scratch. And then tell us a little bit about that, like the ingredients that you might use and things like
So, this is old school baking. Old school baking means that raw ingredients come in from specific vendors, and we just make things. So that kitchen is a lab practically, where you mix the ingredients. Everybody knows that baking is a science, and things get mixed, and with the power of the baking powder and the molecules and all that happens in the oven, things are brought up. So the croissants are huge. Croissants, I know that many vendors are willing to give you ready croissants, and all I would need to do is just open the box and bake them. But that's not why I chose to do this in my life. It's very, very intense to make croissant and laminate the croissant. What does lamination means? Every time you talk about dough that is laminated with butter, so you create the folds and over and over and over, that's a lamination butter. So when you cut it in vertical, you can see all the layers between butters and dough. That with the butter between the dough, when it goes into the oven, the butter melts and creates air and water, so that expands and makes the flakiness of the croissant or the danish or anything else. So that's what it is. It takes time. It's very intense labor, but at the end, when you roll them and you see your baby there, I am so proud to give this to people that have never had an handmade croissant. It's very hard to find. So everything, yes, it's from scratch. The macarons are made. Some people ask because they come in and I don't think they are used to see so
Right.
much. So they ask me, do you make everything here or do you make this? And I say, yes, I make the macarons. I say, what do you mean? I say, well, I used to be in a bakery where they would buy them frozen and sell. So it's a different type of baking. It's really from ground zero. And that's what I love the most. You know, when you have to make pâte brisée and you just mix the flour with the butter and you just feel it in your hands. It's like a farmer and the dirt. It's the same feeling. It's the same feeling. So that's where everything starts from.
I like your metaphor saying that your kitchen is like your lab, because it is like a science. I mean, you're mixing these ingredients together. It's odor, it's texture, it's taste, and you get to be the first one, which is amazing to taste and decide whether or not this is what you want to give everybody else. So let's take a walk around and take a look at some of the pastries.
So this is the warm cakes. Warm cakes, it's getting chilled. Right now the girls are working back in the kitchen. We open very shortly, so we'll make sure that this is full. We have the quiches for those who want something more savory during the day, the morning, and then we have the croissants, which have either ham and cheese or egg and bacon filling, or simple croissants. And then we have the sticky buns, the good morning muffins, the scones, the cookies. That's the warm cakes. Then you have the cold cakes over there that have different mousses. This is our counter. We have homemade granola that we made, cookies that are packed because sometimes people just want to grab that. It's much easier. This incredible chocolate that comes from all sorts of places. It's 70 or 80%. It's like Belize or Colombia or Guatemala or whatever. It's just very
nice.
I just like unique things that have the quality that you deserve when you buy them.
Sure.
And then
Look at
here,
this.
we are not at full speed yet. All the cupcakes still need to come. They are all filled with different mousses and different fillings. The French macarons are extremely popular, made from scratch. Everything is made in the kitchen. Nothing is brought to us that is frozen. And then you have the Dolce bars, 3 layers of chocolate caramel, the coconut, the creme brulee, all the mousses, the tiramisu, truffles, and all the coffee cakes, which are very popular. The almond blueberry streusel is very popular. Then you have the peach, the plum, the pear, the apple, and our carrot cake is to die for. Even people that don't like carrots want a piece of that, and they love it, and then they change their taste forever.
Oh my gosh! So you do specialty cakes too for special events?
Yes, we do specialty cakes. It's weddings, it's bridal showers, baby shower. We tailor the cake to the event, theme, flavors. I mean, it's all custom, so you can really choose whatever you want. You can choose the colors, and that's the fun part because the cakes are all very different, and every cake takes the shape and the form and the personality of the person that buys it.
That's great. You don't have that often, so that's really, really special.
Well, I think that's the first thing I told you is the love, right? That is what drives everything. If you don't have passion for what you get bored. Things become extremely difficult because it becomes a chore. And if you wake up in the morning, although you are completely exhausted, the excitement of starting a new day, that's done.
Well, this is a great way to start it. Let me tell you, this and a cupcake, really good way to go. So tell us, I know you're working on the hours and getting some more help here. What are the hours right now?
So right now, the hours are from Wednesdays to Saturday from 9 to 4. And then we recently opened Sundays, 8:30 to 2. And the next step is to keep the same days but much earlier. So I want this to be a place where commuters going to work can stop by, grab their breakfast, grab their beautiful coffee, and just keep driving. And because of the amount of parking that we have here, it's
Sure.
much easier to just stop and grab instead of waiting somewhere where you can't, right?
Right.
It's
No,
all
that's
I know how
important.
fast people need to go in the morning, and people just want to just go in and get out. So I will try to get that in place, but that's the barista position, which is still not full. So if there is out there someone
Sure.
that has great barista experience and wants to make great coffee and have fun, good with people, right personality, that's what I'm looking for.
How would a barista or somebody interested get in touch with you?
Well, they can either send me an email at dolceamarsweetstolove@gmail.com. They can visit my website and look for the email if they don't get it right. There is a phone number. They can go on Yelp. So all the information is on social medias to get in touch with me.
Sure. If you don't mind, tell us, what's your Facebook? How does somebody? see you on
Facebook is DolceAmar.
Okay.
You know, it's the strange. I never remember what
That's
the
okay,
link.
DolceAmar. Now
Yeah.
they'd be able to find you.
But if you do DolceAmar and you see the icon with the pink cake, which was, by the way, cake that was at the Boston Wedding Magazine 2 years ago, they published the cake at the
Oh.
Boston Wedding Magazine, and that's what another turn point of my life where I had to decide what to do: open
Oh.
shop or just keep working from the commercial kitchen, which was very inefficient. So I decided I couldn't stop.
I didn't
mean,
realize that
I
that
think
was
so.
your background, that you were in commercial
Yeah.
baking.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I
Sure.
mean, my background, you know, all I've done here is through my personal interest. I have a huge personal interest in all this, and studying and learning and experiencing and making tons of mistakes and never giving up.
Right. Oh, that's great. What is your phone number here? If someone-
978-399-9547 is my cellular number, and my local number, which I don't remember, believe it or not, it's 978-272-1166. That's the main.
Great. And you gave us your website if they want to reach out. You're on
Yes.
Facebook. Are you on Instagram?
I'm on
as well?
Instagram, DolceAmar_, and that's practically where the traffic comes from.
Sure.
Instagram, Facebook, but many people look at Google. They find me through Google.
Sure.
And they look for bakeries in the area, and they find me. And then there is a good amount of nice reviews. So they are curious and they come in. And so many people still don't know that I'm here. So this hopefully will get in touch with those who are curious.
But this is
Yeah.
just amazing. I mean, I've been hearing about this for the longest time. You've done a great job
Thank
inside.
you.
It's just,
Thank you.
it's stunning, and that coupled with fresh, made-to-order things is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Well, this is the beginning, right? I'm building this from ground zero. So eventually, I want this to be a kind of a place where people can learn. So doing classes, baking classes.
That'd be great.
Doing things with mothers and children, because nowadays we have no time. But if you can have 2 hours with your child making things, like if I am lucky that I'm able to do a Christmas gingerbread house class, that's my dream.
That is great.
I will try,
They
but
moved
those
away-
are my ideas.
Sure.
There are people that want to learn how to make macarons. Very difficult.
Well, I hope a barista, one or two, respond so
Yeah.
that Raffaella can go ahead and do these wonderful
Yes,
things.
that's
So-
the thing. So the more help I have here, the more I can back, because that's where I want to be. I need to be in the kitchen. I love the customers.
Sure.
And everyone has such an intense story, and many are Italians. Believe it or not. I mean, they're not Italian from old origins.
Sure.
But it's also the right personality, because the person that stays here needs to represent me and the shop and the values and our ethics. So that's extremely important.
Well, I hope you find that person. Very excited. Thank you so much for
You're
taking
very
the time
welcome.
to be
Very
with us. I
welcome.
love it here. I know you will too.
Thank you. Bye.
can't be on that long.
There's another blooper.
Okay, no more bloopers. You probably got 10 bloopers from me.
I'll be recording them.
No, I have to. Oh, sorry.